And good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of The Way I See It. And that's because it is the way I see it. And we welcome you to today's podcast broadcast here at 4 p.m. in the new Studio 808 here in Allentown section of the city of Pittsburgh. Those of you who are new to the show, my name is Ralph Williams, and we are broadcasting from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in Studio 808. Coming up today, I had some plans to talk about some different topics today, but it just so happens that I had a situation where my nurse had to come over today to I have a nurse that comes here that helps me out with some things, and he suggested I do something else. So I am. Today's topic is going to be this: when is the United States of America? When is everybody in the US, whether it's you or everybody, gonna get a set? Okay. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should. Okay. A set. All right. When is everybody gonna get a set? Because this country is weak, scared, lazy, nothing. When are we gonna get a set and really start to not be scared anymore? Scared of COVID, scared to walk out your door, scared to talk to your neighbor, scared to call the cops, scared to do anything. Okay? Everybody's scared of everything. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Why? All right? We have a comment section here. I want to hear your comments today, everybody. I want to hear why you are scared. What is your issue with being scared? And don't tell me you're not, because everybody is. Everybody's scared of something. But everybody being scared is taking this country down. And please, don't blame it on Joe Biden, because it's not his fault. He inherited some of this mess. And don't say it's because of COVID. All right, I don't want to hear that. Okay? And I definitely don't want to hear it's about Ukraine and the war with Russia. Okay? So breaking news, by the way. You're not going to believe this, but the Taliban is getting involved in telling Russia to get out of Ukraine and stop it. How do you like that? The Taliban, of all people. One thing they did tell the United States was that they have changed. So we're going to find out now we're finding out that it could be true. They're not the group they once were. That's because all the influenced people who used to influence this group are all dead. They've all died. They've either been shot, killed, or died because in a mess. Okay? That's exactly what has happened as far as the Taliban goes. All right? But now that they're telling Russia to get out, that makes me feel even better, don't you think? Yeah, exactly. They're telling Russia to get out. Get out of Ukraine. Stop it. We have the Taliban on our side. And the United States is hooked up with NATO. And NATO, who knows what NATO wants to do? We're back with NATO after Trump took us out of NATO because he was upset because the other countries were not contributing, any extra money or troops or anything to some of the wars that, or some of the conflicts or whatever that we were getting involved in. So, the way I see it today, let's get back to the topic at hand. What are you scared of? This whole country is scared. Scared. We're scared to walk out our door. We're scared to walk into an establishment. We're scared to spend our money. Okay? We have a bad economy. Inflation's getting higher and higher. Gas prices are going up because, oh, wait a minute. It's because of Ukraine. and COVID. So we got to continue to raise gas prices. Okay. President Biden was on talking about how the gas companies are, raking us over the coals. But I don't see President Biden telling them to start lowering prices. I don't see anybody doing anything, which means everybody is scared. Okay? Everybody is scared in this country. And when I first started the way I see it, for the last 3 years, which this show is actually 3 years old, it just hasn't been here. I just started broadcasting it here live on YouTube. All right. And on PCTV, channel 21 in Allegheny County in the Pittsburgh area, channel 21 Comcast, channel 47 Verizon, and on PCTV's Facebook page. Monday, February 28th, I will be on live on the Facebook page of PCTV's at 4:15. My guest will be special guest Pastor Paul Roberts. We're going to talk about how he got COVID, his plans for his retirement, his things. He's the pastor at Eastminster Presbyterian Church in East Liberty. Okay. We're going to see what he has to say. He made national news as a pastor having COVID, how our church is handling things. Okay. But as far as this whole entire mess in this country, the first year I did this, I came up with a theme called Scared. Last year, or 2020, well, I started this show in 2019, so basically it's 4 years, okay? 2020, I started doing themes for the entire year. The first one was in 2020 when COVID was around, and I called it Scared, okay? Then, last year, I called it Laziness, because which is true, we are lazy in this society right now, okay? Next is this year's theme, Nothing. Nothing at all. Okay. And you're probably sitting here, you're probably at home watching right now and saying to yourself, Ralph, you've been talking about scared, laziness, and nothing for a while. But you know something? Today, my nurse said to me, why don't you change up topics today? And I got to give him credit. His name's Nate. That's as far as I'm going to go. And you know what he said to me today? He said, Ralph, why don't you change it? Do you know our country is scared? Okay. We had 9/11 in 2001, and we didn't all run and hide. We came together as a country and fixed it. We fixed our country. Okay. Now, here's something that really puzzles me a little bit. Excuse me for a minute here. I got something in my eye. That puzzles me a little bit is the fact that we had a Republican president at the time when 2001 came around. That was George W. Bush. He got elected for a second term. Okay. All right. Everybody worked for him, more or less. Then Barack Obama became our president, and everybody was all up in arms about him. Okay. He served 2 terms, got stuck with a mess that he had to clean up of Bush's. The mess was so bad, okay, all right, that it took 2 terms to clean up. The Republican Party didn't even like George W. Bush. They didn't want him around any of their press conferences. They didn't want him around any of their conferences around the country and around the world. They didn't even want to hear from him. So he disappeared for a little while. Okay. All right. Then his dad died. So here we go. George W. Bush is back. He didn't exactly endorse Trump. Okay. So Donald Trump becomes president after Barack Obama. All of a sudden, everybody goes to work. Now, we had 4 years of Donald Trump and some of his empty promises and stuff he said he was going to do. Maybe he was going to do them if he got a second term. Nobody knows. Okay. So here we are. He's done with his 4 years, and now Joe Biden's our president. He got elected. He's our president. Okay. He had enough of electoral votes to become our president. Okay. Now all of a sudden, nobody wants to work, and the economy is in the tank. We have 1 million jobs in this country, and nobody wants to work. You have McDonald's paying double. You have Target paying $18 an hour. You have several businesses paying a lot more money than they normally pay. That's how desperate that this country is for help in these job market. The supply chain is screwed up. But because of all this, instead of gas companies lowering prices because they know that things are what they are, and food companies, suppliers lowering prices, oh, it's the supply chain, so I got to raise prices sky high. What? Everything has to go up because of COVID. Everything has to go up because of Ukraine. Okay. Everything has to go up because of something. There's an excuse to raise prices and stick your hand in my pocket and everybody else's in this country. All right. But we don't look at helping to fix the problem. We make it worse. All right. Then we continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. And what happens? We have the same result. But that's what happens in this country now. That's the way it is. It's sad but true. This country is scared. My nurse Nate's right. This country is scared. And I'm talking scared to you know what. All right. Think about that for a minute, if you can. I mean, there are people around here don't have brains. Okay. They don't have the brains as they say God gave them. All right. They have brains to think about getting high. They have brains about thinking about getting drunk. They have brains about using their cell phone and driving your car and smashing into a building. Okay. But when it comes to intelligent stuff or common sense, no one has a brain. None. It's true. None. Common sense went out the window a long time ago, and stupid never takes a vacation. That's another theme of my show, too, because I get tired of stupid. But it's never going to go away. It's like an insect. It's like a bug. It just keeps flying around and zooming around and everything else. And what do? We sit around and we take drugs that we're not supposed to. Our minds deteriorate because we smoke too much pot or do whatever. And I know medical marijuana is supposed to cure ailments. All right. That I don't have a problem with that. But I have a problem when you sit around, play on your Xbox, smoke pot, drink all day, and you don't want to work. Okay? You don't want to work. But let me ask you this question before we get into some other things here, because this show's an hour long, and I have some other things I want to talk about anyway. Okay? So let's take a look at this. I have this question for you. Let's say by some chance or another in 2024, Donald Trump runs for president again and gets reelected. Are you going to get up off the couch and go to work? You know why? Because Donald Trump's not going to give it to you anymore. Our current government continues to do handouts like this. People can make more money being on unemployment. Okay? But you won't take a look at the millions of jobs that are out here. And there's a lot of them now that are paying better and paying well because they need people. Okay? Comment section right here. We're live here on YouTube. This is the way I see it. My name's Ralph Williams, and we're broadcasting live from Studio 808 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. All right? So you think about that one time before you go to bed tonight, or take a look in the mirror and say, "Oh, well, I don't like Joe Biden, so I'm not going to go to work. I'm going to be involved in the Great Resignation." You know, I don't have a problem with the Great Resignation right now. I mean, I have a problem with it in this perspective, that you're resigning because the news tells you about it. The nightly news did a big comment or a big story about this Great Resignation, and they interviewed all these people who are what you call young people, you know, in their 20s and 30s, laughing and giggling because they think it's so funny that there's this big resignation. All right. Now, I understand that some of you might want to look at something else. If you go out and get yet another job and you resign from the one you're at because you don't like it, fine. I can live with the Great Resignation. If you do what the owners, okay, of Pizza Cake in McKees Rocks, which is an area of Allegheny County outside of Pittsburgh a little bit, okay? This couple resigned from their jobs. They saved their money, they took their 401k or did whatever they needed to do with their pension, and they opened up a pizza shop called Pizza Cake. Why? Because they're making money right now and it's a piece of cake. And they didn't like their job they were at, so they left, they retired or resigned or whatever they did, took an early pension and walked away and decided we're going to start a pizza shop. And they're doing well. I admire you for that. But the third group of people that I have a problem with are the ones that are getting on nightly news and all the local news outlets here. And everything is a joke. It's funny that I can resign from my job, screw my employer. I want to go travel. I want to go see the country, and I can't do it because I'm tied up in my job. But then guess what? I can't pay my rent, and I'm in court because I can't pay my rent, and my utilities get shut off, and I'm broke and I'm poor. Now, you know what? I'll just go to the government and let them deal with it. Really? I just gave you 3 examples of this Great Resignation. 3 examples. 2 I find I approve on. The third one I don't, because it's not funny. It's not funny at all. Okay? I don't find it funny. The third group. Okay? Because this is the way I see it here. Okay? It's so obvious, not only can I see it, Stevie Wonder can see it. Okay? Post your comments right here in the comments section. I'll read them off to you. Read them off. Okay? Right here live. I'm taking your comments. Maybe you're not commenting because you know I'm right and you don't want to admit that you're wrong. See, there's a difference between me and you. Some of you, I don't know all of you out there, okay? All right, some of you, all right, don't ever think you're wrong. All right? You know what's interesting? I've been wrong, but I admit I'm wrong. There's a lot of you out there who refuse to admit you're wrong. All right, let's get into some other topics here tonight. I think I've said enough as to what I need to say as far as that goes. All right, let's talk about Pennsylvania casinos. In case you're not aware, I'm the president of the Allegheny County Transit Council here. We have Act 89 funding that funds roads and transit. Okay. Act 89 funding is about to run out this year. Now, the governor has put together a budget, but he put the funding for transit kind of in the back. He didn't put it up in the front. He put education first. Okay. The only two big cities in this state are Philly and Pittsburgh. So basically, we're the ones that need the most public transit. Okay. I've never been to some of the other cities. I mean, I've been to Harrisburg, but I don't know what their public transit system looks like. I haven't been there in a long time. Never been to Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. I have no clue. York, PA, I don't know. Lancaster, PA, I've been there one time. Didn't see a bus on the street, but I was only there to drop off my ex-girlfriend's son at Thaddeus Stevens University. Okay. Then did a 360 and got out of there and went back home because I had just got done driving a bus when I worked for Port Authority. All right. So transit's kind of in the back of the budget. That's fine. I understand that. Okay. But at least it was addressed, and there's some and there's some talking going on, small talk about another source of funding because the turnpike cannot fund their end of the deal anymore. They can still fund it, but not the way they were funding it this last time. Now, I suggested the casinos. And you want to know why I think we need to tap into the casinos for transit? How about $393 million this month alone that the casinos made? $393 million. All right. That they made. Don't you think they need to start supplying transit or giving some kind of money? What about natural gas drilling? You know, that's kind of gone away in the wind a little bit. Nobody talks about that anymore. Okay. How about taxing them? How about taking some money from them? They make a lot of money too. How about the liquor stores? You know, Pennsylvania wants to be greedy, and instead of handing out licenses to individuals, they want to keep the liquor stores open. Okay, fine. You want to keep the state liquor stores open and be greedy. Okay, that's fine. You go ahead and do that, but you should pay. Because, you know, Pennsylvania is number one in the country in liquor consumption. Number one in liquor consumption. All right. And now I think Allegheny County is number two in the state in liquor consumption. So that goes to show you how many people in this state drink liquor. Why not put a tax on them and send it to mass transit to help out transit? Okay. Some of the people who go into the liquor stores get on the bus with their liquor. Why not? That's a multi-million-dollar business right there. We're already making money on the lottery to take care of senior citizens. Some of the gambling that comes from the casinos is supposed to go to education. All right. I don't know if it does or not. I do know that Rivers Casino here in Pittsburgh pays $7 million, I think, a year for the debt on PPG Paints Arena, formerly known as Consol Energy Center. Okay. Go to your legislature. Go to your legislator. Find out why you haven't heard much about transit funding and what's going on. And you know what? We got new legislators coming in this year because some people are stepping down. Ed Gainey's area is open. Jake Wheatley's area is open. So those are the folks who use the bus the most. All right. If you're not too busy doing one of the following, all right, playing Xbox, smoking pot, or drinking. and you have a little bit of common sense, maybe you'll go to your legislator and find out how come they're not getting involved in transit funding. All right. And that's the way I see it tonight on what the casinos make. Next, Erica Strausberger. No comment on the wooden posts on the Negley Avenue Bridge. Now, this is really sad here because here's a lady, and I've criticized her many times, and I'm going to continue to do it because I think she's a waste of being on city council here in Pittsburgh. Erica Strausberger represents Shady Side, Squirrel Hill, some of that area over there, okay? And there's a decrepit bridge called the Negley Avenue Bridge that's fallen apart, and it's being held up by two wooden boards. Well, it turns out now that the city, which I'm very pleased, has managed to come up with some money, and they're going to fix that bridge right away, which they need to. That bridge is really bad. Okay. I passed it yesterday, but I didn't get on it, and I'm not going to. I have walked when I could. I have ridden my motorized scooter over it, and I've driven over it many times. It's bad. And now it's really awful to where I don't even want to do it. But I have, and I don't want to be in the hole. I'm not scared. That's common sense. Why would I go across a decrepit bridge that might be falling? You see? Another bridge that got upon. But Erica Strausberger's worrying about plastic bags. Worrying about grocery stores giving out plastic bags. But we have a decrepit bridge that's in her district that she didn't know anything about. And now that she has egg on her face and has to walk around with a paper bag over her head because it's embarrassing to the fact that she represents these people and this bridge is decrepit. All right? But you're worrying about plastic bags in a grocery store. And then I go speak at city council to say I don't like this. And I said, you need to focus on other things, potholes, the streets not getting salted, crime, fixing up your public works, fixing up your police department, everything else that's going wrong in this city. Take the tarp off the Christopher Columbus statue. Okay? Things like that. Undo the mess of Bill Peduto, our old mayor, which our current mayor got stuck with, Ed Gainey. Instead of doing that, Erica, you're busy worrying about plastic bags. Whoa, we have to worry about our kids next year, in the years to come, about the environment and plastic bags. I'm not worrying about what's going on now, Erica. You know what I suggest? Anybody that's watching this program that lives in her community, vote her out the next election or whenever she's due. Because to me, that's useless. Uselessness. So she had a lot of audacity when I went down city council to say that, well, there are a lot of other more important things to worry about, but plastic bags are important for our children. Erica, we can't even get our children to stay off the streets and out of trouble and quit fighting in schools. One of the schools in Allegheny County here, Woodland Hills, had 12 fights the other day. 12 fights! And one of them was in the principal's office. Why aren't we worrying about that, Erica? That. And you represent your district in the city of Pittsburgh as a city councilwoman. Okay? And we have fighting in Pittsburgh public schools as well. And this is what you're worried about? Plastic bags? Do you see my point, everybody? You can make your comments here. We're live here on YouTube. The way I see it, I'm Ralph Williams, Studio 808 is where we're from tonight or today. All right? We're going to go back to 7 p.m. in the middle of March. My reasonings for doing it at 4 is because I have a planned obligation for the next couple of weeks. All right. Okay. So when I'm done with that planned obligation, which will be next Friday, the second Friday in March, we go back to 7 p.m. on Friday nights. But right now we're here at 4. And I know it's hard because people are working till 5, those that do work. Okay. Unemployment system, here's a joke. You have people waiting months and months and months, and you have all these claims. But instead of these people going out and getting a job, because there's all these millions of jobs out there, they're sitting around waiting for 7 months for unemployment. 7 months. You know, you could work. And even if you're waiting for your money for 7 months, you're going to still get that 7 months of money. But you don't think of it that way. No. Instead, you go on the news crying and complaining because you filed for unemployment and didn't get your benefits. I mean, I'd be pissed too, but at least I try to go do something. Oh, I can't pay my rent because I've been sitting around for 7 months waiting for unemployment to make a move. Well, let me clue you in on this a little bit. Unemployment's not going to make a move. They're not going to make any kind of move. The system is so antiquated and old, and even when they try to update, they still can't get it right. So, what makes anybody think that they're going to get their money right away? So, what do you do then for 7 months? Oh, I'm going to sit around. I'm going to play with the Xbox. I'm going to lay around, sleep all day. I don't have to work. But you wait 7 months for your money instead of going to work and trying to make a little bit something for yourself. And then you cry and complain and put strain on the system because you can't pay your rent and your bills. But you sat around for 7 months waiting for unemployment to make a move. I wouldn't. Fine, give me my 7 months you owe me. And then after that, you can take it and you know what you can do with it, don't you? You can jam it. Okay? I just solved a simple problem that everybody has, and it's called nothing because nobody cares about anything. All right? If you cared about the fact that you need to pay your rent, you wouldn't wait 7 months for your unemployment. You go out and get a job. That's the way I see it with that tonight. Okay. All right. Burger King. Burger King's coming out with a new burger called King Yeti. Ha ha. Isn't that wonderful? It's going to be a 1 pound burger. But get this now. Okay. Listen to this. Burger King's coming out with this burger, but they're taking the Whopper off the value menu and they're raising the prices. Get a load of that. It's the way I see it tonight on Burger King. Hey, I got a good joke for you here, okay? And sometimes I'll tell some jokes on this program, okay? But here's a good joke you'll like right here. You ready for this joke? Okay, here we go. Okay, you ready? There were these two guys. They decided to go into a Burger King in Louisville, Kentucky. So they're sitting down at the booth, and they're talking about Louisville, how to pronounce it. Is it Louisville, Louisville, Louisville? Okay. So the two guys are arguing back and forth, about this and that. Next thing you know, you see one of the clerks. He's mopping the floor, sweeping the floors, or collecting trays, cleaning toilets, whatever he's doing. So one of them goes up to him and says, "Can you tell me where we are?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, you're at Burger King." And that's the way I see it tonight or today. Family Dollar. You know what? Dollar Tree, who owns Family Dollar, okay? You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. 400 stores are affected because of mouse infected warehouses all across the country. Wow. Rats as big as cats in these warehouses. You know what? That's disgusting. Now, I don't know if any of the stores in Pittsburgh are affected by that. Okay. But can you imagine going to pick up what, a can of soup or anything at Family Dollar and realizing that a rat might have pissed on it? You know what? This doesn't go well for Family Dollar, who's struggling anyway. Okay. They are. They're in a big time hole. Dollar Tree has them in a hole. That's why Dollar Tree had to raise their prices a quarter, which everyone's crying about. Okay. Had to raise their prices a quarter. Okay. Because they didn't know how to manage Family Dollar. And now Family Dollar has this, problem with these warehouses with these rats. That's terrible. That's really disgusting. Okay. City Council here in Pittsburgh, believe it or not, passed a law, which I agree with is true. Keep people safe, slowing people down in the parks. People walk their dog. Even I drive through the park, but I drive the speed limit because I know what it is. People might just cross in front of you and whatnot. Okay. We have these people that decide they want to speed through the park. They're in a big hurry to get where? Nowhere. Okay. Big time problem. Excuse me. All right. So the city decided they're going to have speed limit. And you know what? That's great. I'm happy for this. I'm glad the city council finally did something other than plastic bags. All right. Elections. We have elections coming up here real soon. I mentioned earlier there's some state offices open and a bunch of other stuff going on. Go out and vote because I don't want to hear no complaining from you when you don't like the politician that's in, but well, I didn't get out and vote. You don't have to. You could stay home and vote, even if you're lazy. But see, I have an excuse because I'm handicapped. I have a right. I get a ballot delivered to my home. I fill the ballot out and I put it in the bank or into the mail. They send me or an email saying they received my ballot and it's been counted. See, I don't make my life hard like a lot of people do. I'm not standing in long lines at the voting place. That's one less thing I have to worry about. Okay. So my advice to you is don't make no excuse that you can't get out and vote. You can vote. Have the ballot mailed to you. Call the election office. That's the way I see it today on that. Ross Township Police Department. You know what? This is shameful. Very, very shameful. The union representing Ross Township Police has put a no confidence statement in regards to the police department and its bosses. Okay. The reason for that is because of the fact that there was an officer who works for Ross Township decided he was holding it for evidence of a kid spreading, I guess, his private parts or his naked body or whatever, and in regards to a a case. So he decides he's going to show it around to the other officers, all in the in the police department area there. Okay. Oh, look at this! Look at the kid here in the fun. Well, now he's been suspended and he could get fired. All right. So what I want to know is where was administration at when all this was going on? Where? Remember Hee Haw when they used to say, "Where, oh, where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and thought I found true love." Well, where is all the where is the management of Ross Township Police Department? Where's the commander, the sergeant, or the captain, or the chief to stop this problem? What? You mean they didn't know about it? Come on. Come on. Really? I don't want to hear an excuse that you didn't know nothing about that. And I'm talking about the administration, the commissioners, the council. It was brought to their attention. They knew about it, but they're doing something about it. But did management know something? Did the chief know what was going on, but didn't want to do anything about it? Okay. Didn't want to get involved. All right. I know kids do what they do on social media, and this is why there's bad parenting out there, because there's a lot of parents that don't control what their kids do. That's why we have fights in schools. That's why we have these problems, because parents don't do their job. All right. I've said that time and time again on this program. Parents don't do their jobs. I have no respect for parents that don't do their job. Okay, as a parent. And here's a classic example of this. Oh, I went to ask my child if he feels it's okay to go get a shot at school. Back when I was growing up, my mother came to me and said, "Ralph, you got to go get a shot, go to school." I went and I got that shot. Okay. She didn't consult with me. She didn't have to, because I knew better. You see? And that's what the problem is today in this society, which goes back to scared. Parents are scared of their kids. You got a lot of parents out here, they treat their kids like friends. They let them just go do whatever they feel like doing. And God help you if you have a female or a daughter or a female as your child, 12 years old, 13 years old, and they're out there having sex and making babies. Yeah, that's the bad parenting. There are good parents out there. I'm not saying everybody's bad. Okay. Post your comment right here. We're live here on YouTube. Ralph Williams, The Way I See It. You're watching live from Studio 808 in the Allentown section of Pittsburgh. I want to talk to you a little bit about some things I got going on. If you're interested, I'm sure you are. Sunday nights, 9:30, The Way I See It on Facebook. But before that, at 9 o'clock is Sports Corner, if you like sports. That's my Facebook edition, 30 minutes long. It's going to be live from Studio 808 this coming Sunday. Okay. So The Way I See It will be live at 9:30. We blast. The format that I use on Facebook and the format I use here, which is this type of format, as you see, okay? And the format I use on TV where I interview guests. I use three different formats on all three different entities. And now I'm getting into a fourth entity with The Way I See It. Because later, coming up this year, I'm going to be teaming up once again with my producer, Mark Mancini from Mancini Media in Los Angeles, California. We're already doing two shows together. One's called Wrestle Talk, and we're getting ready to set up a steady date and time for that. We already did a trial run last Sunday and got a lot of good feedback on it. And we're doing a new show on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock on Blog Talk Radio. All these shows are going to be on Blog National. This is national here too, but I mean, I'm talking myself and Mark Mancini are going to be national. All right. Mark Mancini's been in the media business forever. He's a great guy and a good producer. And he's also a good co-host with me. All right. So what I'm saying to you is this program right here and Sports Corner is moving up. Now, Thursday nights at 8 o'clock, I have a show with Mark called, and we did our first one last night, and it's on Blog Talk Radio. Look up Mancini Media. Okay. And it's called Black and Gold Sports Show with me and Mark Mancini. It's a 30-minute show, and it's a great show. It's national. National. I've waited a long time for this. A long time. And it's happening now. And then I have the TV version of The Way I See It on PCTV. Channel 21 Comcast 47 Verizon Cable in Allegheny County in the Pittsburgh area, and also on PCTV's Facebook page. And this show right here every Friday. And this is national because people can watch my show from anywhere. And I want to put a shout out to the folks up at Conneaut who have been loyal to my program because of my bashing and blasting of Todd Joseph, who's ran that park into the ground. He took the historic element of it out of it. Okay. And he continues to tell lies. All right. About the park. Trying to what they call conceive and lie to the people of Conneaut. Oh, it's this little dinky town with a little dinky amusement park. I can lie. I can lie to them all. You don't know who you're messing with, Todd. This isn't Philadelphia. I don't know what goes on in Philly with your business, but you're from Philly. Your business corporate headquarters, Keldon Holdings, is in Philadelphia. But you know what, Todd? That's amazing because that's supposed to be the city of brotherly love. You're supposed to be giving us some love, but you're not. You're not giving us any. You're not giving Conneaut any love. So that's what I do on Sunday. I blast the TV show. I blast. But here, I'll talk about Todd Joseph. Okay. I went to the opening of Conneaut Lake Park this year. He should have never opened it at all because it was a disgrace. Okay. He overcharged on food. He had no games, hardly any games. And then handicap accessibility, forget about it. Okay. And he keeps lying to everybody about everything. You know, I know what you're saying out there. Oh, Ralph, you don't understand. That's his business. He can do whatever he wants with it. But to ruin a community. And then when protesters came out to protest him destroying the Blue Streak roller coaster, which is one of the best roller coasters in the country, historic ones by fact, okay? He has the protesters removed by the state police. What a worm. What a worm. And you know what's interesting, Todd? You're making more enemies as you go. You're making more enemies. Okay? So I saw all this fencing going up around there, and I said to one of the workers, why are you putting all this fencing up? Oh, we're having problems with vandalism. Well, Todd, if you didn't act like such an idiot and a jerk and try to conceive the people in Conneaut, guess what? Maybe people wouldn't vandalize your park. You ever think about that once? So now he puts all this fencing up and nobody can get in and out of the park. Now, the park is in the middle of the community. It's actually on public streets. People used to be able to jog and walk their dog, walk through the park. Nobody bothered anything. Nobody, you know what I mean, robbed them. You know, or well, they had some caregivers living there. So, you know, nobody really did anything wrong. Well, now he puts all this fencing up, makes it look like a prison, an outside, you know, like a little prison camp, going on camped in with fencing. Okay. So he takes what was once a nice family amusement park that everybody, including myself, has memories in. And he claims he's trying to, the rumor I'm hearing is he wants to turn it into an adult park where adults can come and do adult things, play adult games like axe throwing or ninja or whatever, or okay. That's not what the people of Conneaut and Meadville and Erie and all these other people want. Or Pittsburgh, perhaps. That park, Todd, made a lot of money when it was open. Okay. Maybe if you would focus your attention on fixing up the park to make it back to being what it once was, instead of trying to sell rides on a ride um, thing, historic rides to begin with, tearing things down that you're not supposed to. He's in trouble with the historical people up in Kearney out there. Good. Glad. That's what you get, Todd. So that's what we do here on this version of The Way I See It. And then the version we have on TV, I blast people and we have some topics that we talk about just like we did here. Only difference is I interview somebody every episode on PCTV. Okay? So let's see here. I'm on TV, I'm on YouTube here, I'm on Facebook. I'm national on Blog Talk Radio. Wow. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that really interesting? But I'm not going to go any further on this. Okay. I'm just going to explain what's going on right now. I'm not going to go on about anything else because I don't want to at this point. See, I've always been told you catch more flies with honey or more bees with honey. Okay. I'm learning to let bygones be bygones. If you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay. So tune into my different platforms of listening and watching of The Way I See It. And you'll find it enjoyable. And then when I go to Blog Talk Radio with this national, it's me and Mark Mancini. So and then we also have the Wrestle Talk show, the Thursday night Black and Gold Sports show. I also have Sports Corner. Sports Corner I have on PCTV, Channel 21 Comcast, 47 Verizon, PCTV's Facebook page. All right. And that's every Saturday at 5 p.m. And every first Thursday of the month, I do a live call-in show. 6 p.m. You can call in. You can call in here and you can call in there. Okay. You can comment on Facebook too. All right. I don't get many comments. I know people are listening or watching because they tell me. Okay. But I don't get many comments. I don't know why. I mean, what? You don't like me? You don't like what I have to say? You don't want to make a comment because you'll feel I'll be offended? Okay. It's a free country. You can speak and say whatever you want to an extent. Have a little bit of tact when you talk. Say something to somebody so you don't hurt their feelings. Okay. But I have the Sports Corner show as well. It's getting more and more successful. Sunday nights, 9 o'clock, Facebook here from Studio 888 or 808. I'm sorry. Tuesday night, I have Sports Corner here on YouTube, 7 p.m. every Tuesday, unless otherwise noted, because sometimes I have some scheduling conflicts. I do the best I can with it, so we'll go from there. Okay. But Tuesday at 7 p.m. is Sports Corner here from Studio 808. Okay. And then Wednesday, I have a new show on Wednesday. All right. At 4 in the afternoon on Wednesday, I have a new show. And I'm actually planning on moving it to 7 o'clock because everybody can get home to watch it on YouTube. But I also have it on at 4 o'clock right now, and I'm thinking of moving it to 7. But right now it's on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesdays. It's called Mauler Talk. Now, in case you're not aware, or we don't talk much sports on this program, I save it for Sports Corner. But the Pittsburgh area here is about to get the return of the Maulers, who were once here years ago as a USFL team under the United States Football League. Well, the United States Football League is back, and they want to bring the Maulers back. Well, this year, they're playing all games at Legion Field in Alabama. They're giving every organization time to go out and look for a home facility. So when they come in next year, if it survives, okay, most of these things, they don't survive past 1 year, maybe 2 at the most. All right. They're talking about having 2023, all the teams can go to their home city and find a place to play. They're looking for a place here for the Maulers right now, if it goes beyond this year. Okay. Well, it's Mauler Talk and USFL Talk every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Okay. And then on PCTV channel 21 and 47, 5 p.m. on Saturday, first Thursday of the month, live calling. You can participate just like you can here. Okay. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Sports Corner podcast. All right. Here on YouTube live, 7 p.m. Okay. All right. Facebook Sunday night, 9 p.m. live from Studio 808. All right. And then I got the national sports show on Thursday night at 8 p.m. with Mark Mancini. It's called Black and Gold Sports Show. All right. But I have something special coming up this coming Monday, the 28th of February, 6 p.m. PCTV Channel 21, Comcast 47, Verizon in Allegheny County. Now, and PCTV's Facebook page, there should be no excuse for you not to watch this program. Put it on your calendar. Cancel everything you're doing because this is the Year in Sports Review spectacular. Something in Pittsburgh that has never been done before. All right. 3 different shows are getting together to do one big, huge broadcast. It's Monday night at 6 p.m., February 28th. It's a live call, and you can participate as well. All right. And where do you see this lineup? It's not only myself, Sports Corner, but Steel City Sports World and the Boxing Authorities. Claudia Rosano, Luther Dupree, and Smokin' Jim Frazier are going to be on the show. Okay? And then I got one more. Alan Levine, the Talking Machine from Pittsburgh Sportsline on Bethel Park TV. What a group. What a lineup. It's never been done before in Pittsburgh, ever. A TV sports year in sports review. They used to do it on the radio years ago, but never on TV. Okay? And I invite you to join in on this. You can call in and make your comments on Facebook. 2 ways of getting involved in this program. Once again, Monday, February 28th, 6 p.m., live from the studios on the north side. PCTV, Channel 21 Comcast, 47 Verizon, and PCTV's Facebook page. The Year in Sports Review spectacular. Tune in, be there. Call your friends, call your cousin, call your teacher, call your pastor, call somebody and tell them about this. You know what they say? Word of mouth is the best advertising. So you can be word of mouth and go everywhere, all across the country. People can watch on Facebook. I don't care where you live. You can watch it on Facebook. It's live. PCTV's Facebook page. Tune in. It's a spectacular. 5 different people, 3 different shows working together as one to put on for you the Year in Sports Review spectacular. It's a wonderful thing. And I'm proud to be a part of it, along with my friends. Okay? All right. It's been a great show for you this afternoon. It's Friday. It's weekend coming up. Be careful. Watch what you're doing. Be careful out there. Be safe. Have a good night. Be safe. Have a good weekend. And I'll see you Sunday at 9:30 on Facebook, my Facebook page, Ralph Williams. Also, you can get a hold of me on my email at ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. It's been a pleasure, everybody. Be safe. Thank you.